Well, good evening. You're very welcome to the Masters Championship for round number 18 of Division 2 here at Mexico for the Mexican Grand Prix. My name is Graham. I'm going to do my best to bring you the action from a track where it could all be decided tonight. The title could be decided tonight, but those are permutations we'll get to later down the road as we go on this evening. Just watching Bert as he rounds the final corner, set his time and pulls into the pits. So Yarm is leading the way here, the 14.2 to be 14.7 round to begin proceedings. The laps will become flying in, so as they do that, I am going to go through the standings, and we can talk about some of those championship permutations. And if things happen on screen, oh well, housekeeping comes first. So at the top of the standings, he can wrap it up tonight. SH is on 256 points ahead of Dan Mars on 178 and Venom on 172. So the upshot of it is, I believe, SH simply has to finish ahead of Dan here today and he will be crowned Division 2 champion. Dan has to finish ahead of SH and have to outscore him by at least 3 points, I believe, to keep in this title fight for a little bit longer. But SH, that's all he needs to get done tonight, is to beat the Mercedes of Dan and see what happens after that. So Venom is in third place at 172, then Bert then at 131, he's pulled away from his teammate Warburg on 88, and then you have a little bit of scrap for P5 and 6, and so Merck on 85 points, Adam on 75, 81 rather, and then Mark on 75. In the Constructors, it is still somewhat close. Ferrari lead on 296, Red Bull on 253 and Mercedes on 243. So no chance for Ferrari to wrap up the Constructors, but perhaps by the end of the next race, who knows. So other bits of housekeeping. Some reserves tonight include Javier in the McLaren, SJP in the Alfa Romeo, Dark Bolt with no assists I believe in the Racing Point, Captain Chubbs in the Williams, unsafe release in the Mercedes. And well, one of the things that we talked about beforehand, or that was mentioned to the drivers beforehand, was that anyone that cuts the track to get back to the pits during qualifying will receive a 10 seconds time penalty to the end of the race. So if unsafe release finishes, well, that's 10 seconds added to his lap time. I think that has everything covered that I can at least see. We are in dry conditions. And see, the strategies are a little split so far. It's going to be a fascinating theme in general, the 1 versus the 2 stop. Very much up in the air here. We didn't get to see with Div 1 because of the fully rain affected race session yesterday, so we'll see what happens. I assume it's dry to start because obviously we've got drivers on the hards and softs out there, and plenty going for these hards early on, so you do wonder how much of this grid will be split. I'm on the fence myself personally. I do believe that a 2 stop is probably the quicker way to go here, but we'll see what happens. As Matter comes across the line, 17.3 excuse me, on the hards, and I believe that has just been replaced by Timo, who's now into 4th place, 15.2 for him. So there's those Chubbs out in sector 3. See if you can find anything there as we go on board Venom, get ready for his flying lap. Don't see any signs of a yellow through this part of the track, so possibly, oh, there it is. See if you can find where that car is. Not sure, but anyways, Chubbs is out of this session and he'll be starting at the very best P17. Let's go on board with the lap here of Venom. You see he's got overtake overtake ERS down this main straight as Sway goes into P3. Wide entries, he sweeps it to turn 1, snatches the brake, misses the apex slightly, hits it for 2. And up into 4th gear heading through turn 3. A bit of a snap of oversteer. Despite that though, gets back on the power. As he heads down towards turn 4, is he up or down on this time? He's 2.5 tenths down, so yeah, I think he has wisely backed out on that one. That's a good lap time for Sway. Javier is on, yeah, his best time is on the softs. There is so 2 Renaults looking nice in these early exchanges, both in the top 5, but we'll see how long that lasts. You got a little bit of traffic here. Matter, who's starting another lap on the hards, and Focky then dives into the pits then on his mediums. Mark the Man looks like he's on an in lap as well, so we'll go aboard with K Sleeper in the McLaren on the hards. You can see with the difficulty of trying to hit those apexes. Stable car though. So he heads through the gears as Dartball now out of this session as well. We start near the back, so again You can see the difficulty in setting a lap time here. Of course, it's so easy to invalidate your time here in, well, many places. You can see Casey is struggling to hit that apex there of turn 6. And it's understeer so badly into that turn 7, 8 and 9 complex. You can see here, probably would have helped himself if he went down to 4th gear. Runs wide on exit, not sure if he'll that will be valid, and a 14.6 then from SH, so that's a bit more like it. We're expecting to see, oh, K-Sleeper is round, holds on to it, but not the lap he would have wanted. Dan Morris here on a lap. Let's go on board Dan. Means, of course, oh, that looked like a cut. I think that might have been an invalid lap. Yeah, and it was straight down then into the lower ERS modes. K-Sleeper comes across the line. It's 18 flat, which is slowest of the cars that have set lap time so far. Merck looks like he's going to start his flying lap now, second run for him, and that looks a corner cut as well, so I imagine that will be lap over for him. I'd be amazed if that wasn't a cut. But he carries on in hot lap mode as Yaram then, so two Ferraris then exchanging blows. 14.5 for Yaram, puts him on provisional pole position, at least for the time being, ahead of his teammate, and this is a good result. Ferrari could basically all but confirm the constructors if they have a successful race tonight. See what they can do as a Toro Rosso pull off to the side. That is Weiberg as he lets Merck through, and Merck has bailed on lap. So that'll be it for him. Who's on a lap? Sway comes out on the out lap. Venom 14.6 for him, so he's just 4 thousandths off of SH in second. And is SH going for another run here, or is he coming into the pits? He's indeed peeling in. Yaram will be the same. There goes Dan Morris, another lap, going back on board with the Mercedes, who could still lose P2 in the constructors, so and with no Jolo tonight, might be difficult. Let's see if he can nail this turn 1, 2 and 3 section, but that's a bit better. And yeah, much cleaner for Dan Morris this time round. So he opens the DRS then, heads down this straight, of which there will be overtaking opportunities later on. And hits that apex. Just goes down to first. He does quickly back up to second. Look to get fully on the power. By the time you reach it, it's almost time to brake anyways. Now comes the S section, which of course is nothing like the actual S section in real life. Not so much this bit, but this corner here, which is actually a braking zone. Alas, flat as you like for most of it. And Dan Morris 55.8 through the first 2 sectors. Quickly, let's go down to first. No, it stays in second. Once you clear this part of the track, there you go. You can go with more on the throttle. Add Adam then up into fourth, then just behind his teammate. So it's a front row lockout, second row lockout. Can Dan Morris split any of them? He can. He splits the second row of Venom and Adam, slots it to P4 with a 14 and 9. But I'm sure there's more to come. And you see Sway trying to pick up any bit of toe that he can. And Merck then goes quick as 14.5 for Merck, 200 ahead of Yarm. So some quick times being pumped in now. See if Sway can join the fray. Unintentional rhyme, but nice and clean through those first 3 corners. Overtake mode, so you can see kind of who's going for overtake and high through the corners, who's going through hot lap. And Sway almost 2 tenths up as he heads towards through turns 4 and 5. Rocking number 49 for reasons I am not sure of. Wide entry, 5th gear, decides not to go to 4th gear. Sometimes people prefer to go to 4th gear in that one, but this is very nice and clean. Ooh, just straddling the edge, and he's lost a bit of time through this middle sector. He's still up. Oh, and that'll be a cut surely. Be amazed if he doesn't, and he's missed the apex completely. So this lap had started there very well for Sway, but it's just gotten away from him at the end. I wonder if he'll abandon, and he does peel into the pits. So that's unfortunate for him. Adam then peels in as well. Mark demand. He's just on a lap, hasn't he? Is he at his best? Yes, he is. So he's on the furthest forward of the medium runners, but at this moment that does not count for anything. He's outside the top 10. So I think we're seeing more and more people kind of go for the soft compound because it's not really in your interest, because you still do a 1-stop from softs to hards regardless, so it's in your best interest really to qualify inside the top 10 on the fastest compound tower. We've got Birch getting ready for a lap, starting a lap actually. Might as well go on board with him. Everyone else mostly either on out laps or on in laps or in the pits, with 4.5 minutes to go. almost went a little bit deep there. Second gear down to first. On the edge then. Really hit much. Sometimes you hit fourth gear through there, but before you downshift. But let's see if he goes down to fourth again. Fifth gear through there, through turn 7. And just understeering a little bit through the second part of this section, perhaps indicating that he's running a bit more straight line speed. We'll see. He is 800s up on his time of a slow entry to the stadium section. See how much it costs him. Nice and tight though to turns 13, 14 and 15. And the exit of 16 here. Let's see what he does. Just running out of ERS, it's a 14.8, so a big improvement found in that last sector, and he does jump up into P5. He's got K-Sleeper on a lap now as well. He's the lowest of the guys who have said time. He's on mediums as well. As he runs through, he's actually a bail on this lap, hasn't he? Knocked the DRS down. So who else can we grab on board? I think Venom's actually going to begin the lap, isn't he? No, he's actually bailed already. No, actually he's just he's just actually improved. It is still a 14.6 though, and he is still in third place. He's just a couple of hundreds behind Yaram in second. Casey was going for another lap. Who else is going on board? No one else on a flying lap as things stand. You can see the hear the air resistance there. Heading down towards turn 1. He's on mediums again. You can see the lack of downforce, or actually, sorry, lack of grip rather, on that car, even with those medium tyres. It's not the most amazing one. If you're watching the stream, hello, I see the comments. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Should be a good one, this. Division 2 is always a good bit of fun. See what happens as we get down. This is going to be a frantic finish. 2 minutes left. And Casey has bailed on that lap as well. Is there anyone on a lap? Is Venom gone for a second run? He's going to be getting close. SH is starting out. Let's go on board with this then. Overtake mode, heading down this main straight. This long straight. Plenty of opportunities to be had here, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. Let's see if you can negotiate these first 3 corners. On the edge. None of those will surprise me if that was invalid, but it looks like it's still valid. And SH plows on, and he heads down towards the end of sector 1. He is almost 2 tenths up on this time. Snatches a break, still makes the apex. That's okay. And hide through this part of the next track. So this is one of my favourite tracks because it's a track where, you know, it's more up to you. And then when I say that, it's like, well, some people go hot lap this whole lap. Some people go overtake and high. Some people do the 1 stop. Some people do the 2 stop. So it really is kind of up there. There's a lot of traffic here. There's Focky, there's Dan, and they both seem to be wrestling for position, but SH comes through. I'm not sure how much that would have affected his time. I didn't see the split there through sector 2. But just a minute left. You'd imagine this would be SH's last shot for pole position. Doesn't need a ton of points today to get the title, but what can he do? Can he grab pole position? It's a 14.2, and that is now the benchmark to beat. But look at the traffic building up in this last part of the track. Who is furthest forward? Unsafe Release about to finish his lap here, running off ERS just at the end. Goes up to 11th place. Focky's just starting his lap. Adam looks like he's probably the furthest forward on a lap then. Actually, no, we'll go with Sway in the Renault. In his last attempt, he's the leading Renault at the moment. His pace was good early on, but can he get back to where he was inside that top 5? We shall see. Shortest run possible, and it's a 14.5 invalid for Sway. That will pull him up into 4th place. Adam looks like it's good, to be fair, from Adam. It's a 14.9 again invalid, so he didn't improve on that time. So he can pick up anyone who's the furthest forward. SJP will be improving. Can find anyone. Looks like Dan. We'll go on board Dan Morris. If anyone comes through, that's not bad. So Dan Morris come through the stadium section. I think there's a car in front of him, to be fair. I will find out. So Bert, Venom, they are finished, of course. Both ahead of Dan Morris at the moment. He needs a good result today. It's a 14.8 invalid, so he won't be improving. That is SH getting out of the way. There comes Merck right on the edge. There's a few cars in front of him. See which ones they are as Merck bails on that lap. Yarm still on a lap. Ooh, that's going to be invalid surely. Anyone else? Weiberg is into the pits. Mark Demand, 13th place for him. Someone just jumped up there. Timo into 7th place. That's a good lap from Timo into 7th. Focky then got up to 10th. Javier in 11th. SH. Matter is here on softs. Yaram, I believe, yeah, he's not going to improve like that, is he? No, invalid. So Matter then, I think, is going to be the last to set a flying lap. And he comes across the line to set a 15.3, puts him 12th. And I believe that is going to be your lot for the Mexican GP qualifying. It is SH doing everything he got to do so far. 14.2, actually smashed it in the end, to be fair. Convincing pole position for SH, and there's going to be plenty of chatter about invalid lap times, about, you know, I did this but invalid, and sadly it's about getting it hooked up. And yeah, that is all there is to it. So SH then over 2.5 tenths ahead of Merck then in second, Yarm in third, Venom then in fourth, Bert fifth, Dan sixth, Timo with a great qualifying result in seventh, Alan in eighth, Sway inside the top 10 as well, 2 rounds inside the top 10. Don't see that too often. Focky then in 10th, Javier 11th, good starting point for him to be fair. Matter 12th, Unsafe Release 13th, Markman 14th, Weiberg 15th, SJP 16th, Casey 17th, Dark Bolt 18th, and Captain Chubbs in 19th place, rounding out the grid. Should be interesting. No idea what to expect. I assume the weather is, it's dry, but it's definitely overcast. We'll see what kind of decision people make with the tyres, because realistically speaking, there's no reason not to start on the softs, no matter where you are. Because you could either go softs to hards, you could go softs, mediums, mediums. If you take the first stint of softs long enough, you go soft, soft, mediums. There's just a lot of options out there. So, yeah, should be interesting. Let's see what they select. We shall see. A few seconds. Of course, any last minute setup changes, they could change. I say this every time, but they could change the front wing, you could change the on diff, they could change the brake bias on the park firm rules, and that's about it. So you can see plenty of people haven't selected their strategies yet. Have to do so in a hurry. So then, what have we got? Who is on what as we get underway on the formation lap? Ooh, interesting. Right. Top 10, all on softs. We knew that from the start. Javier in 11th on mediums, Matter in 12th on hards. That's going to be interesting. He could be swamped from Unsafe Release, Markman and Weiberg here on softs, 13th, 14th, 15th for them. SJP, K-Sleeper on mediums in 16th, 17th. Darkbolt going aggressive with softs from 18th, and then Chubbs in 19th and on medium. So, split down the road for sure. I don't know the weather conditions for this race. I don't know if it's going to be long. I maybe assume if people are pitting for softs, if people on softs are paying for softs, the majority of them possibly could hint towards a wet race some point along the road, possibly. Hard to say, but definitely overcast, so plenty of opportunities, I'm sure. But we shall see. 36 laps to decide this one. A long run down to turn 1, so SH may have smashed in qualifying, but he may be under significant threat from behind. Merck and Yarm could easily pick up the slipstream, and it's a long run down to turn 1, but we'll see. Penalties will also play a big role in this race. We didn't see it as much yesterday with the wets, because, well, this is an interesting line, because obviously you're going a little bit slower, you can take things a little bit easier into some corners. But this time today, on full conditions, not full conditions, but fully dry to start anyways, full pace. So I was looking for. Yeah, who knows? We can see. If I had to predict a winner, I mean, SH is a good shout from pole, but it's 36 laps. There's a long way in this one, and a lot of penalties to come up. So, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Venom's a good shout from fourth as well, but we'll see. 36 laps to figure it all out and hopefully have some fun along the way. Any last minute predictions? Shoot them in to the comments. I have the comments open for most of this race, so we'll see what happens. A long run to turn one. What can Merck do from here? We shall see. Across an overcast Mexico. 5 red lights. And away we go. Let's look a good start for Merck with his second phase. That start was much better for SH. And he's going to dip into the slipstream now. Venom dropped the place to Burt, and you can see they're both picking up the slipstream. Merck and Yarm on SH into turn, but SH looks like he's going to hold it. Merck, Yarm side by side, heading through turns 2 and 3. Merck will have the inside, Yarm will have the outside as they head side by side, heading up towards turn 4 for the first time. They all seem to have gotten away fairly cleanly. And Yarm trying to cover off the track, and looks like he has successfully got ahead. You got Dan and Burt. Ooh, contact close. Looks like they have survived though, as Mark Demand, Timo side by side as well. Timo going off the track, will have the inside line down towards turn 7, and looks like he'll try and keep that position. There's a few scuffles here and there as well. You got Focky and Matter, but at the front, ooh, very wide there from SH, ahead of Yarm. So Yarm's got the jump on Merck. That's what he needs to do early. As Venom goes down the inside into the stadium section, he's going to cook this one, is he? He's going to go very wide. That's going to allow Merck to go right back through. So Merck then, oh, but down the inside, he's still trying to hang at his Venom. But Merck closes the door, and then Merck keeps... Oh, there's a bit of wing flying. I'm not sure who that was. If that was Venom, or if that... I thought I saw something flying. Maybe it might have been a bollard or something, but definitely saw something fly across the track. As Yarm reeling in, his team at 1.1 seconds already ahead of Merck, who of course we just saw in a little bit of a battle with Venom. Damar's trying to have a look at Amako right there as well. Looking at his teammate. So anyone's guess, Burt, Timo side by side. Javier, SGP also having a squabble. Of course, difference of tyres there. We already have a penalty already. Further down. As oh, look at this absolute... Look at all this back here. So Timo stays ahead then for the time being unsafely. He's trying to stick down the inside as well. Not quite working out this time, but these two Red Bulls are very, very close. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure who. Maybe it was just a bollard or something, but I definitely saw something flying off something in that last section of the track. But no major incidents, I don't think. Well, I say that Focky and Weiberg have pitted, so not sure what happened there early on. A couple of excessions of the track limits. Oh, that's a big one for Mark Demand. Maybe he has some damage. As I can take a look at this battle. The main one, I think, is here between Merck, Venom and Adam, and then obviously the ensuing cars then behind that. You got Javier losing out there. Of course, he's on. You can see kind of what's happened early on. You can see only SJP's managed to really survive here on the mediums. Everyone else, the softwares have all jumped them basically. As DRS will be enabled for the first time this lap. So now Merck might be in a little bit more trouble this time around. You can see the position changes. There they are. Adam up 3 places. Good start from him. Mark Band up 5 places as well. Good start from him. SJP up 4 on those mediums. Good start, but Adam under pressure then from Dan. Will he go for the move? Not this time round. As Darkbolt, SJP, Darkbolt getting through there into P12. Mark Band still over the back of that Renault of Timo, and Javi and SJP then too on the mediums, squabbling away. And is that a bit of wing missing on that Alfa Romeo? I believe it might be. No, oh yes, on the right hand side, yeah, for sure. So that's unfortunate for SGP. Had a good start, but sadly carrying a bit of wing damage. Damars down the inside onto Adam into the stadium section. Can he make the corner without cutting it? He has. We made the corner. I'm not sure if he didn't go without a warning. And Merck still trying to hold Venom, and while they're squabbling, oh, you see Merck really struggling out of turn 16, and this should be a very easy overtake for Venom in the end. With DRS now, he'll be simply able to slice by and won't even look back very quickly. I don't think Yarm's going to be in a position to make a move. Merck could try and keep up in the slipstream, but ultimately can't do it. And Adam thought about a move but got off the throttle and decided he'd find a better point maybe to do an overtake on Dan, but maybe could have switched to the outside, but I joined that battle late, so I'm not sure. SGP's into the pits to replace that wing damage. See SH still leads in the way from Yarm, so I'm not sure if these two are going to be working together, but definitely if they were, obviously Yarm could serve as a good rear gunner for SH. I'm sure Yaram doesn't know his teammate any favours. Can try and gun for this race win, continue his second half resurrection, renaissance, whatever you want to call it. That is a corner cut and a half. I'm sure that will be coming back into effect later on. You can see what the dirty air is having an effect on these cars through this section. Understeering, and as a result they are cutting corners. And that's been tough in the early going, but Venom already into the DRS of Yaram, so good news for Venom. And he's almost clear of Merck as well, who this lap will have DRS himself, as Venom sets a faster lap, of course with that DRS assisted lap. But for now, Merck has got the benefit of having slipstream and DRS on Venom, but by the end of this lap, maybe we'll see what he has. Venom's lost a bit of time, 1.2 seconds now behind, and he got Mark Demand and Timo. Oh, Mark Demand almost put his car into a gap where it wasn't going to fit. Let's quickly check. No sign of an overtake yet on SH from Yaram, as Markman and Timo, these two squabbling all race so far. Timo desperately trying to hold it and closes the door on Mark Demand, and this is battle for 8th place, so some decent points up for grabs to the victor of this one, but early stages of course are only on lap 5, so the gap you can see, oops, wrong one, I get that mixed up. You see it's very tight, top 10 covered by less than 8 seconds, so be interested to see. And oh, Dan Morris is out of this race. Oh, he's facing the wrong way. You can see, no idea if he's lost it on his own, but I believe by default that will result in SH being champion. Unsafe release. Having a look, I'll quickly check that when I get a chance. This race settles down a bit. I have no idea what happened. Not sure. He may have just lost it on his own, maybe contact, I'm not sure, but SH being reeled in by Yaram, and a little bit of lag as well involved. Yaram's put the ERS deployment down to 0, so perhaps not wanting to overtake his teammate just yet, maybe preferring to be pulled along at this stage, but does get a penalty in the process, and that could be the danger. Oh, Mark Demand's cooked this, and he's hit Timo. I don't think that's damage to the cars. Oh, but there's damage to Mark Demand's wing at the front there. I don't think there was any damage to Timo, so that's unfortunate then. So we've lost Dan Morris from this race, and in the S section, try and find out what happened there. But now this squabbling pair of Ferraris has allowed Venom to really catch up here. But you can see Yaram, he's got so much more ERS than SH, so again just wanted just to chill at this point of the race and just follow with DRS, but now he's going to be under a little bit of pressure himself now as we head on to lap 7 soon. And we could, anyone, if you're doing a stop, you know, any point now you could begin thinking about an undercut. I feel it did really spread out after that accident, I have to say, because you look at the gap there, well, it's a little bit more, maybe 2 seconds or so, but spreading out just a little bit now inside the top 10. And we'll see then, this is the moment that Yaram decides to strike. He's got overtake mode enabled, but I think maybe that's just more so to recover himself. And we've got someone in, Timo's in, Mark Demand is in, so they are in then for their first stops. So make sure nothing's going on up here. See those tyres, they go on the medium tyres for Timo, and Venom gets a penalty now as well, so mediums for Timo, fresh set of softs for Mark Demand. Interesting choice. So obviously 2 stops confirmed for both of them. As this group has pulled away a bit now on Merck, 2.5 seconds. See, almost pushing each other heading out of turn 5 and 6. As Sway gets by his teammate, of course now. Sway just pitted the lap before actually, so that is for a legitimate position. Again, that's a corner cut from Yaram. Gives him a great run on his teammate, but will he go for the move? SH covers it off. Oh, so close to contact, and Venom right there as well, but they are still extending the gap. Oh, and Yaram's he gone for the jump. SH saw it coming, left the space. So these Ferraris squabbling hard, and yes, here we go then. So SH pulls into the pits, Venom and Yaram carry on. Burt picks up a penalty, and now does Yaram have DRS? He does, and Burt is out of this race then. He's lost it, there it is, the stroll wall, as Venom reeling in. Sleep Sleeper out as well, so retirements left, right and centre in the early stages of this race. At the front, So SH has played an much better run. A little bit of contact from Venom though. And again, they both have DRS, so Yarm had DRS from the back of his teammate. Medium tyres for SH. He comes out, it looks like, in clean air. Darkbolt in as well as unsafe release. Will we see a safety car? I wonder, as Venom goes for the move. Oh, there's been big contact, and he pushes Yarm wide just a bit. Not the cleanest bit of racing there, but Venom is through, and Yarm. Oh, I thought he saw red for a second, but the side thinks better of it. No safety car then, but you can see perhaps he's got wind damage. That corner has been absolutely blitzed. And bear with me 2 seconds. We're going to invite Dan Morris into the party here. Get him involved as well. So Venom looks like he stayed out. SH then pits. We'll see. Or sorry, Yarm pits, and SH then coming through stadium section, just going a bit wide. See what he can do. His teammate is coming out on a set of mediums, and SH then firmly ahead this time as we are joined by Daniel Morris. Gee, McMurk came very, very close to Yarm there. Dan, unfortunate for you, unlucky. Just tell us what happened there.
Basically just came out of the S's, Graham, and dirty air, lost the back end, simple in the wall. But yeah, I just thought I may as well, instead, because I'm not doing anything else, I'll come in and join you. But first off, before I actually say anything, I want to just congratulate SH in the championship. No matter what he does now, he's won it, because I'm out, obviously. So congrats to him, fantastic drive all season. But yeah, we'll get back to the action. Just wanted to get that.
Very good. Venom has stayed out. He is soldiering on. He's coming to the stadium section now. SH came in first of that bunch. Merck has jumped Yarm after all that, and Venom coming into the pits now.
Venom's in the pits. Do you think he's going to go for a two-stop, Graham, or do you think it'll be hards? It looks like it's going to be a set of hards. It actually does.
Like
to be fair.
This is interesting.
This is interesting, right? As there's an incident in Sector 3. I don't know who that is.
Oh, Chubbs has reset the track. He was just stopped there for a sec. So that's interesting then. SSH was the fastest lap of the race. So they're two stopping. And it looks like Venom's doing the one stop. So we're going to find out, Dan. Which is quicker. Because he's been jumped by Merck and he's jumped by Yarha now. But of course does not have to pit. You'd imagine for the rest of this race.
Yeah, that is the case. Well, we'll see, Graham. In your particular experience of practice, the horse haven't been particularly the most fantastic tower, but we'll see how, Venom gets on.
They're not great, but you got Yarm line up a move on Merck, heading down towards turn 4. Merck goes defensive. Let's go around the outside. What a terrible camera angle. Outside goes the inside. That's a bit of a corner cut. Merck trying to hold on. You have to try and hold on around the outside. He's got his teammate in front of him who's struggling massively on those mediums. So side by side heading down towards turn 7. Merck with the inside this time. See Chubbs tries to get out of the way and he does so. Fair play to him. Oh, look at this. Someone's got to give eventually, and it is Merck.
Yeah, Chubbs has got substantial wing damage there in the front right of his car, so he just completely had no grip through the S's. So thankfully he did manage to get out of the way, because if he hadn't have, and them two bikes had collided with him, that would have been an almighty crash. But Adam Mako is in the pits now, and Javier leads the race on a set of mediums.
Penalties absolutely flying in. So hard for Adam as well. So the two Red Bulls look like they're one stop in yellow flag sector 3. I think Weiberg's had an off with someone, or maybe just on his own, but he's just getting back up to speed. Where now? See Merck reeling in Yarm. Yarm goes defensive. Merck goes up to the left hand side with DRS, of course. And easy as you like then. So Venom coming in behind as well. These guys can't afford to swabble too much because they need to just be realistically just running as far away as possible on their but softer tyres than Venom. This plays into Venom's hands nicely if they're squabbling like this.
Yeah, it does indeed. Like these two, like realistically, what Merck and Yarhan need to do is literally tow each other along, because they are losing a lot of time to SH. Well, as I said, they've actually gained 2 tenths in them through this sector alone. But yeah, they're going to lose a lot of time squabbling, which is, as you say, going to help Venom. And don't necessarily count out Darkbolt and Adam, because they're not too far behind either. And the more squabbling that happens, them two will be right in the mix.
Especially Darkbolt here on a set of softs at this stint could close up nicely. He looks like Sector 3 still, not sure who that's for, but the other one's Sector 1, so yeah, honestly he's been flag crazy so far. A lot of things have gone down. Weiberg is now out of this race as well. So both Toro Rossos then out of this one early, not even a third, we're just about a third of the way into the race, just coming across that now. And Merck sets the fastest lap of the race. He's got a decent run this time. Is 7/10 enough to keep him ahead of Yarm? We'll find out.
We'll find out. From previous experience and practice, you roughly need to be about 6, maybe under 6/10. You need to be at least 4/10 behind him, make an overtake, but it shows at the minute Merck has actually good straight line speed, so not like he's on a lot more lower wings, and as I said, that he picks up a 3-second penalty, so there you go. That's going to play into Yarham and Venom's hands very nicely.
Got Sway and Adam squabbling here as well. Sway just got past Adam, who of course is on hard tyres, so he's going to go to the end, but he's feeling the pain right now. He's in the midst of a Renault sandwich, and those hearts will be feeling fairly poor, at least to begin. May settle into them, it's only a long stint.
It's going to be a very long stint. That's him now to the end of the race, so he needs to. They will gradually get quicker, to be fair, but at this stage of the race he's going to feel it very hard. Like, to be fair, he has Sway to tow him along on the set of faster tyres, so if Adam can stay with him through the Aces in particular, then he should be okay for the next while anyway.
If you can stay within DRS, yeah. Of course, the other thing we don't know is that it is quite cloudy at the moment. It is quite dark. We could see some rain still. Never. Actually, you would know. To be fair.
Yes, I would know, and I don't know whether you want me to tell you, Grim, or not.
Well, that's up to you. SH has got by Matter. Of course, Matter yet to pit. Start on hards. Oh, there's a move going on here. Yarm down the inside of Merck, so we're playing back with DRS. They've managed to actually break DRS to Venom. Actually, Venom still has DRS, but Venom's had a couple of instances where he's just had really poor runs out of the last turn or so, because he's ended up starting within. He has DRS, but then ends up like it's over a second behind by the time they get down to the straight, as it looks like Timo has now jumped Adam as well, and he's going to have Mark the Manfred Company behind him quite soon as well, as Chubbs gets by SJP, and that's for P14.
Yeah, I think Venom is running a lot more of a downforce setup, as you can see through the S's. He does close, but on them hards he's not going to have particularly the best traction. But if you look at DRS as well, Yarham's having to use a lot more than Merck and Venom behind him. So this is showing them what Yarham's using every possible tool he has to stay ahead of Merck or keep up with them. So it's just showing you at the minute the Ferrari of Yarham is not as quick as his teammate SH, who is in second place and 4.5 seconds off the lead.
Venom's done really well here to, again, just keep within DRS. This is every lap that this happens is playing it into his hands, because he, again, I'm assuming doesn't have to pit again, from what we know, and yeah, it's just in dreamland here. He can save as much ERS as he wants. He can just do whatever he wants as Yarm goes defensive. Merck on the outside has to try and hang this on the round. Not this time, but there is another car in front, and that is Matter, but Yarm does not have DRS on that car. Not yet anyways. But Merck does.
He doesn't, but he might still get a wee bit of a slipstream though from the car behind, because he's not too far behind. But Merck, oh, they're close. Contact, but nothing too major. Merck's trying to go for a bit of a switchback. I don't think he's close enough. No, he isn't. So Yarham manages to keep the position. Fair play to Yarham. Good defending by him, but yeah, as you can see now, Venom is just closing. Look at how close he is now. If he can stay this close, come around the last corner, I think he will have a chance in the turn one.
Has all the ERS he needs if he wants to. Merck really struggling through that part, through the S's this time round. Venom had to get right off the throttle to prevent hitting into the back of him, but he's still right there. And this time Yarm will have DRS on Matter in front, and that will help him.
That will help him indeed.
They're not relatively speaking, sorry Dan, they're not too far behind SH still, despite that.
They're not. If they can clear Yarham, not clear Yarham, if they can clear Matter very quickly, they still could have a chance of SH. But SH, as you can tell, is probably just cruising in front, because, like, he could do whatever the hell he wants at this stage. But yeah, I think he will probably try and go for the win. But we know what Matters like. Matter, despite being on a slower tire, is not going to move out of the way. These guys, he will fight them. So I can see these guys using a lot of time very soon.
Both Ferraris picked up penalties there, SH and Yarm, as this time, yeah, just fresher tyres and very easy overtake for Yarm to make. And I think critically, yeah, Merck can't follow him through immediately, so see if Yarm can try and escape as best he can through these S's if Matter can hold Merc behind him. Might be enough to break DRS to Merc.
Yeah, he probably should be able to, because through this section Matter's going to be very slow, unless Merc has some serious speed and can actually overtake him, but it doesn't look like it at the minute. But he might have a chance now down in the inside here. I don't think he will.
Will he go for the dive? No, he doesn't. Thinks better of it. But all the while, you could see a second area between Matter and Yaram, and he might have DRS this time round because obviously he's behind that racing point, but eventually when that racing point is disposed of, then he's going to be critically out of DRS, then leaves himself vulnerable to Venom, who should be able to follow through here as well. And he does.
Yeah. But to be fair, Graham, I was looking at Venom there, and he's only running 1 or 2 in the ERS mode down the straight, so he's just sitting there pretty comfortable because he knows that he knows it's going to take him to the end of the race. So I just want to check the lead to him in ASH. So it's literally 7 seconds, and as you said earlier on in a practice session, it's about 22 seconds a pit stop. So he's going to be. So SH is going to be, well, actually, sorry, I said that there. He's actually only 3.8 off SH, so it's going to be what, about an 18, 19 second gap. So you never know. Venom's not out of the question here. If he can keep this pace going, he might be alright. But although SH is going to be in a fresh set of mediums, so you never know.
It's going to be interesting. Meanwhile, back for the bit down, Adam looks like he's got back through on Timo, as I think these hards are beginning to come into things a little bit better now, and he can try and stop after the other Renault in front of him in the form of Sway.
Yeah, at the minute, Sway's looking pretty comfortable at the minute. He's not too far behind Dark Bolt, who is just locked up, but there is a yellow flag in sector 2. I don't know who that is. Oh, it must have been unsafe release, broke it left front of his hand side of his front wing, so that looks like he's going to be in the pits now for a set of mediums as Javier pits, and I'm assuming it's going to be for a set of hards.
Speeding in the process, and yeah, as you say, set of hards. We'll go to the end. Venom with the DRS this time. Merc has no defense, but again, Venom, like you mentioned earlier, not really pushing it into the higher ERS modes, just more than happy to be pulled along, because that's all he needs to happen at this stage, is pull along. And there will come a point though where you will be losing more time sitting behind the back of that car. Williams, that's the word I'm looking for. And he really wanted to get by, but for now, happy to sit behind, as Sway then still holding on to P7 now, and now that Javier is pitted, and more penalties flying in thick and fast. Can be an absolute mess coming into this one.
Oh, it is indeed. I'm not even joking. Since I've come into the commentary box, which was lap 9, I think Darkball's picked up at least 9 seconds of freaking penalties. So well, he's gonna be well down the grid. But I was just about to say about Venom. Like, he's on 98% now ERS. I think he's thinking that he knows he's going to have to save that for when SH comes back at him at the end of the race. So he's just trying to save it all now, and as you say, get tow along, and then he should have enough to defend from SH towards the end of the race. So it's good thinking from Venom, but we'll see if it pays off.
He's just helped by the fact that Merck's picked up a penalty in front. You can see he uses overtake to get close. See if he's going to go for it this lap. If he looks like he is going to go for it this time round. So down the inside, this should be an easy move then. And slides across. Merck puts it into none for his deployment and accepts his fate on this one. But now the important thing for him is see if Venom, if he can pull away, if he chooses to do so. As we are getting closer to the end of those, the lifespan of those mediums, as Adam much closer this time around to Sway, and Sway doesn't really defend this one. Adam goes down the inside, having lost out earlier on to both Renaults. Sway defending down the inside, Adam go around the outside, and he is through into 6th place. Adam looking strong at this stage, but of course he might be seeing those Renaults later on.
Yeah, you probably will see them Renaults later on, but it's going to be interesting, Graham, because it's going to be interesting to see who actually goes for the softs towards the end and who goes for the mediums. Because I know the recommended strategy if you're doing a 2-stop is soft, medium, but you can do soft, medium. But is people going to try the soft, medium, soft? That's going to be an interesting one then.
That's what I like about this race. There's so many, like, it seems to always have so many different options, even since F1 like 2017 as well. I'm sure 2016, same story. It's been the one race. Oh, there's another penalty for Darkbolt. What do you reckon? Disqualification, or you can see some disqualified? I think we're heading towards it. We're only just over half distance.
Geez, Darkbolt's looking very close. I'm actually just going to take a quick look at his penalties, because by Jesus, he's bound to have a load. How many has he got?
Sway reeling in Adam, to try and take back this P6. And Adam holds it for the time being, but Timo right there as well as Mark Demand into the pits for his fresh set mediums, and probably will look to go to the end of this race as Sway pulls to the right hand side onto the racing line. Adam tries to defend it, and he needs to really, this is his fight, he needs to be fighting, and holds it for the time being.
Yes, the impressive showing though from the two Renault boys at the minute. They're doing very, very well. So I hope it continues, as they are going to probably come out whenever the pit down towards near the back, but they will be able to come back towards the end of the race.
See, Merck is already out of a second. He was briefly back in DRS range, but Venom has since dropped it, and he's only 1.8 behind Yaram in P2, who is basically 1.8, 1.7 behind his own teammate in P1, and they of course have to pit again. So at the moment, Dan, you have to say that Venom is in the box seat at the moment as Sway dives into the pits.
Yeah, he is in the box seat.
Oh, and he sped.
Oh, Sway sped in the pit lane. He'd be a bit annoyed about that. But yeah, Venom last lap did an 18.8 on a set of hard tyres, which is a very, very competitive lap time. But I think Merck was 2/10 quicker, so as you can see, Merck hasn't even got the DRS yet, so he's just outside the detection zone. But it's going to be... it's tough to say whether if Venom's going to catch Yarham or not, because it looks like he's still losing time. But as we're saying now, it's going to be SH and Yarham are going to pit very shortly. I think in the next 3 to 4 laps they'll pit for an offset of mediums, and Venom will be in the lead, and we'll see how quickly they can catch him.
So Chubbs has just been overtake on Fock. He's on 18 lap old mediums. He's taking these a long, long way, and I wonder, Dan, if he's one of those. Well, he pitted very early actually. Fock pitted very early for set mediums, and he's taking these a long, long way. I think he's really struggling. See if he goes on. He can pit now and go for set mediums. I wonder if he's trying to hang it out for a set of softs, as you mentioned.
Yeah, unless he's doing the synchronizer tactic where he can take them to the end of the race.
I mean, Sync was good, but even he struggled to take a set of mediums from lap 2 to 36.
Oh, well, he said the recommended strategy was softs to mediums, pit lap 6 and 2 the mediums to the end. He said that earlier on.
Matter is in on his hards. Good stint for Matter. Interesting to see, I assume the set of mediums will be going on to that racing point, and indeed it looks like it. Sway came out in P12. I was just looking here at Renault. They haven't had a double point score and finish. I believe the last one was Canada. It was the last time they scored double points. As we mentioned, Focky, well, he's pitted and he is sped. Another set of mediums. What did he start on?
Focky started
Softs, I think. He's top 10, wasn't he?
Yeah, he started in the softs.
As Chubbs and Darkbolt have pitted just a few laps ago for fresh mediums, then go to the end, and is into 8th place in the Matters, and then 7th on fresh mediums. That's a great stint from Matter. Fantastic stint.
It is, and he's going to be... What's him to the end of the race now, and what's the gap between him and SH? Well, the gap is what? 29 seconds? If Matter can close that by a couple of seconds, you never know, he could be off round where SH is. He actually could be, to prefer actually on for a podium if he can keep it going, because it's not out of the question just yet.
Tell you what though, he'll have to pass Javier for it though, and Adam if he wants that bit of action. And Javier is 9 seconds up the road, plenty of time left. So we'll see what happens.
We will see indeed what happens. But Merck, as we said, has actually closed back in now in the DRS and Venom, so he is pushing now.
He's getting close to his time to stop though. Very close. 14 laps on those mediums. A few more laps he can maybe eke out, and maybe goes for a set of softs.
You need to be stretching at least 6. The best time to pit for the softs is at least lap 27, 28, so he needs at least 6 more laps out of them, which is going to be tough.
And Bolt has passed his teammate, but I imagine with penalties taken into the equation, Matter will surely get that place back eventually.
Yeah, we've done 22 laps and Bolt's already got nearly 18 second penalties, so I think there you go.
Unsafe release nips over, lets Focky by, and that's Focky into P14, or P13 rather, a long way behind the action, partly due to the incident in lap 1. So Merck peels in then, and Merck's into the pits, and SH is in the pits as well.
So now we will see what he has in store for Venom.
Medium
And we'll see
tyres for SH.
how far he comes out behind Venom as well.
And looks like it's oh, there's a penalty being served here. 5 seconds. Fresh mediums from Merck as well, so that's not going to help Merck in his battle. And SH looks like he's just come out behind Javier.
That should pass him very easy, but I just want to check now the gap. Well, I didn't know until the end of the first sector.
Well, let's look at the leader. Venom's 2.3, so it's about 18 seconds or so, isn't it?
That's going to be
it's a lot to make up.
14 laps, 18 seconds. Needs to be taking, what, 1.5 a lap?
And he's just got another time penalty as well. As Merck has got some overtaking to do as Merck, and he's behind Matter now, so that's how much he's lost in all this. He's behind Matter and SH then right behind Javier as well, but behind the 2 racing points, and his own teammate for this race, Captain Chubbs, is just behind, but of course Chubbs is on old softs. I think Javier just jumped out of the way there for SH, did not make that difficult. And SH is through, and Yarm now is into the pits as well. That hands Venom the lead of this race.
Doesn't he? I'm just trying to look here, Graham, and see if Venom wins. How does that play out for SH? It's what, 84 points to him and Venom. So Venom would need to beat him by 10 points in order to keep it going to USA. So if SH finishes third and Venom wins, it goes on to USA. So we might. I just actually looked at it there, so we mightn't actually win it just yet.
Plenty of time, as Merck is struggling to make an inroad on Matter because Matter has DRS on his own teammate. See if you can use. I say superior grip. He's only a few laps younger than Matter. Gets a decent run out of turn 3, but DRS again on the back of that racing point. You can see the gap. He's over. Basically, what, 6 seconds behind Yarm at the very least. So I think, Dan, I think everyone now is heading to the end of this race. I think everyone is good.
Yeah, I believe so. Everybody is good. It's good. I think SH is going to pass Adam very quickly here. I don't think Adam will put up too much of a fight. But Javier now, gonna be interesting now to see where he can end up in the whole mix, because he has a lot of cars literally not that far behind him.
Matter is through on Darkball. I think Darkball may have let him go, I'm not sure. Definitely a run through the S's. Merck had a tough one through the S's. And another penalty for Darkball. He's going to be disqualified this rate. It's going to be very close. We've had a few in TMC in the past.
Oh, we have had a few.
Wiznik, I think, was one of them. Bopop was one of them. As Yarm does get by Javier for P4. He would have been quick, to be fair.
There we go. They're going to go 3 wide. Is Darkball going to go back at his teammate? He is. Oh, but he's went deep. Oh, it's going to... Oh, Merck, sir.
Oh, contact. But he's somehow got the inside line out of all that. And Merck, to be fair, he's got both of them.
Oh, Matter's going to be absolutely fuming at his teammate. Because Darkball, like, in order for Matter to do anything here, Darkball shouldn't have really went to overtake him. But look, as you can see, they're still fighting. But looks like Matter's going to be through now. But that's going to annoy Matter very much.
Yeah, I don't blame him. As SH already onto the back of Adam. This needs to be dispatched immediately down the straight. And then he's got a lot of work to do. Maybe too much. Because I actually think Venom is... If he's got penalties, he has maybe 1, maybe 2. And we know SH has got a lot more than that. So this will be a fairly simple move. And 15.5 seconds is your gap between Venom and SH. And that's going to be tough to make up.
That is going to be very tough to make up. But Graham, I have taken a look at the penalty situation, and actually you might find that SH is surprisingly not had as much penalties as we think.
Okay.
So I'll simply say at this rate he would lose out to Yarham.
Oh, okay, that's not as bad. I actually didn't even realise. Like, I think I took it for granted how many laps those meters or hards have already got. I didn't realise he's on those 16 laps already. Is Venom? He's got another 11, well, 10.5 to go, including the one we're on. It's a long way to go. Field is spread out a little bit at the moment, but again, as the race wears on, do expect that to close up a bit. Next up for Yarm is Adam on those hards.
Dartbolt again.
He literally got one like 2 laps ago.
That's 21 seconds.
He is falling out of the... He's been disqualified, man. It's going to happen.
Oh, it is like... Oh, I don't know. He's gonna hit at least 30 by the end of the race.
If he even gets up to that.
Yeah, but Yarham's now closing in on Adam, and Darkbolt is still behind Matter, but I think that's why Darkbolt's getting the penalties, because he's trying to cut to stay towards Matter. But it's going to be interesting now as well to see how long it takes Merck to catch Javier as well, who is on 10 lap old hards.
Yeah. Bolt getting close. He won't go for the dive, will he? Oh, I thought he was going to. And this should be a fairly simple one for Yarm. Well, Adam will fight it, as this is right. And Merck gets it. I think Merck will have is catching up here. He's got a lot of penalties himself. As Yarm is through, and these two racing points still squabbling away.
They are indeed. I don't know why Darkbolt's trying to fight him, because in that they're losing out time to Merck.
Yeah, 1.5 seconds back now. Again, I don't think Matt's got a ton to worry about because of the extreme penalty situation.
That's true as well, but you never know.
A lot of penalties.
He needs to close it up though. Matter needs to close it up to Merck, because, as you've said before, Merck's got quite a lot of penalties as well. Seen quite a lot pop up.
Meanwhile, there's a little battle going on with P13. We've got Focky and unsafe release for the pride of P13. But the closest battle we have on track at the moment.
It is, but hey, one thing we'll have to say is well done to SJP, because 15th, 10 seconds behind 14th, and he's still going.
Yeah. Hey, SH cars could still come out and could still do something in this race. You never know. That'd be wild.
That would be wild, but the odds of that happening, Graham, is very, very slim.
Don't you know it?
Because there's already been four retirements in very dangerous places, and it still hasn't come out.
Yeah, if it didn't come out for Euro 1, you know, that's a bit of in the middle of the track, sure. As Focky came right back across to try and slam that, or get back on that racing line, and he is through into P13. He's got a little bit of making up to do to Chubbs, but I know Chubbs has got a few penalties himself as well. So we'll see what happens. The gap at the front, meanwhile, is only 12.5 seconds. Realistically needs to be taken at least 2 and a bit seconds at this rate. A lap, just under 2,
exactly right.
or just around 2. 7 laps left.
Like it's just so strange that it's just all getting spread out. It's just literally going to be people getting penalties after penalties after penalties.
Yeah, that's where your majority of the overtake is going to be done. That Bolt is closing on Matter though.
But hey Graham, we were sitting saying about SH coming out on these mediums. Venom is doing very well to keep that the gap that it is.
Some good pace, really good pace on those hards.
It is like how long ago did SH clear the car behind? It was like 6 laps ago, and he's only lost about 5 seconds. So he's losing less than a second a lap.
Yeah.
So it's well done to Venom, because at this rate it doesn't look like SH is going to close on him whatsoever.
Just like to take this time to shout out the pair of lemons in the YouTube comments. Just for all the lemons out there.
Who is the lemons?
Lemons. And that's all there is to say about that.
The lemons.
Merck is catching up to the back of Javier, of course. Talking about the tyre differences. And Adam as well, so Merck has a chance here for P4 on track. Should be stressed.
It's a shame that they get the 5 second stop go, because that you would have been literally right by Yarham, and it's just literally cost them now. But I'm behind as well. You just see you see Matter just trying to weave to stop to break the slipstream from Darkbolt, but it's not happening. But I don't think Darkbolt's going to close on him.
Javier tried to do the same on Merck. He's going to have the inside for turn 2. Merck will just surely with the bare tyres. See if he can do no DRS for Javier. He's just fallen out of it against Adam, and Merck should slip through the inside. See if he can hold it close, very, very close. Javi on the inside then, fighting back. Merck, bare traction. Thought about it, leaves his car in. Javi left him the space to be fair. But looks like he's going to still hold on. And does, so good defending there from Javier.
We also got to point out as well, Mark Demand and Timo having a bit of a battle.
For the final point.
I believe Timo did get past Mark Demand, so looks like a two Renault boys might actually score double points this race.
Yeah, first time since
unsafe
Canada.
As unsafe for Lisa Falk, you're still having this ding dong battle at the back of the grid.
Merck will have another go. Surely in a much better position this time to do it, as Chubb's racking up those penalties as well. DRS this time again for Merck. He should be able to make this one stick before the end of this straight. He pulls over to the right hand side and he will get this one done, and that is Merck into P5 if he can hold it, and he does. Sets size after Adam next, and look at that, like SH is still 12 seconds behind, very very close to 11 seconds. He's just dipped in now, but only now has he dipped into the sub 12 second gap, so fair play to him.
Fair play to Venom. Like, it's just showing you that there's not that much difference between the two tires, well, albeit like if you're a really really quick driver you can make the one stop work.
Timo goes deep.
Mark,
just right there, these two have had a ding dong in the first stint. And Markman going down the inside. Actually, Markman made contact last time and got wing damage, making contact with the Renault head down towards turn 1. So Markman's actually managed to take back all that time. You have like sector 1. Oh, fucking unsafe release. I think they have come together this time. And that's unfortunate. They were out of the points anyway. As Merck already has another. Oh, penalties flying in left, right, and centre. No one for Bolt. And Adam then is going to be under pressure here from Merck. DRS open on that Williams. See if he can make the move. Adam, there's not much to defend with here, and just lets it happen. And that'll be Merck. And you may keep an eye on Focky there, because I think there's some shady stuff going on. Oh, he's gone round. Adam's gone round. And Javi is through. I'm not sure if there's contact. I'm not sure if he just lost the back end. It happened so quickly. I need to see it again. I think Focky's been cutting the track.
Oh, he has. Don't you worry. I've been looking at him. Don't you worry.
Javier has lost positions as well to Matter and Bolt. So there's the two racing points into the top 5 while all that was going on. And then see they're both into the pits. So somewhere, I think I missed an accident somewhere, because Adam and Merck are now 7th and 8th. Merck all the way down then as well, and he's weaving. He's not happy. So
yeah, I don't know what happened. I think whenever you said about Adam spun round, he may have spun round and clipped Merck or something. I have absolutely no idea.
Possibly.
Because he watching Focky.
Yeah, I was going to look at Focky for a second as well. I think I missed a little bit, but the upshot is now the two racing points are into the top 5. Marta's got a great chance of a podium here if penalties are the way they are, but Merck will have another go at Adam then. And Adam trying to fight us a little bit more this time. I'm not sure if he's got wing damage. I think he has got wing damage. No, he hasn't actually. I thought the left hand end play was missing, but Merck is through this time. I suspect the steward to be busy in this one. But I'll tell you what's something interesting, Dan. Yarm's popped within DRS of his teammate. He's brought that gap down. He just fought his teetering on that DRS edge. But
he is teetering on that edge, and like realistically at the minute he doesn't really need to do anything, because SH has one more penalty than Johan. So Johan will effectively be second place at the minute, unless he has picked up a penalty somewhere that I haven't seen. But yeah, it looks like if Johan does get past SH, it looks like the title will be going on to USA, where SH will really only need to score a point.
Mark the band through on Sway, so that'll be that for P10 at least for the time being, as these two racing points still line of stern. They've been close as we head on to lap 34 of 36. This race, it's been a lot of action this race, and I suspect we're not even done yet, because I'm sure Timo's going to want to have a look back at Mark Demand, and he's going to be in a position to do so. Is Dark Bolt in a position to do anything? No, he's not close enough to his teammate to make a move this time around. But how about Timo then? Got a decent bit of ERS left, to be fair. And he's reeling in that Alfa Romeo, but not soon enough. As again, Dartbolt gets close. Similarly, not close enough to make an overtake. Let's see what Timo's exit's like from turn 3. A bit better this time round. In a good position. Markman hugging that left-hand side. Forcing Timo to go the long way around. Can he try a switch back? As Venom gets a penalty. Not that it will matter too much, but...
SH runs wide. That was going to be a bit scruffy there, but... Teammates close behind him, as I do believe that is Focky has just been lapped. I think he's picked up another penalty.
It's going to be, I can't wait to see all this. And Cessa's fast lap in the process. Oh, and there it is. There's the disqualification. It is Captain Chubbs.
How is it Chubbs Darkbolt had more penalties?
He's overtaken Merc and Darkbolt for that honour. And there you go then. There's your disqualification. As Merc and Adam. Oh, I think Merc is slowing down. Not sure why. His wing looks fine. His fuel is fine. I'm not sure, but he's going very slow. Mark Demand and Timo are squabbling. They're going to be coming up to him in a sec. His wing looks fine.
Oh, Timo in the background nearly loses the back end as well. Just seen that.
And Merc pulls over to the right left hand side, lets them through. It's a long way to SJP. No idea what's going on. Absolutely no idea. It's been a bit of a mess, Dan, I'm not gonna lie, this race.
It has been a bit of a strange one now, Graham. But I'll say something. I've looked at the penalty incidents, and there's going to be a lot of changes. That is all I will say. A lot of changes.
Oh boy, look forward to that. But Venom then is beginning the final lap of this race. Yeah, pace has been excellent. He's going to be well worth this win.
He is.
You might have our answer on the 2 versus 1 stop, because Venom and SH, you'd say, are pretty similarly paced. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that, yes.
And a little bit close as well to start. And yeah, that's the difference in the time in the end. Before penalties, see what the story is afterwards. Focky's got to be getting close to disqualification here as well. Oh, there it is. That's the second one. Darkbolt has been disqualified. And the cars behind him have to be really careful not to hit into the back of me. The car pulls up to the left hand side. So from P5 then, Darkbolt has been disqualified. I think this is the first time I've seen 2 disqualifications in one race.
That is exactly true, but it is Mexico, and you know yourself that the penalties are quite bad for around Mexico. But we are coming into the stadium section with Venom, who is going to wrap up the win. And yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a handy win for him. But at the end of the day, fuck you as well. So Venom does take the win, but I said here now, second of all, SH does pick up second, which means he does win the championship, because Jarham and Matter both have a lot of penalties. So SH will be the Division 2 champion for this season. Congratulations to him, because the gap is 79 points between Venom, and it's a lot more to me now. So effectively, he can't lose it. So yeah.
Oh, look at that! 500ths. Matter is onto that podium. Sorry to cut across you, Dan, but that was incredible.
That's alright, Graham, but I wonder how Timo and Mark Deman will get on. Will they cut up any positions? When Mark Deman does and Timo does, Sway drops down to 9th. And Merc, I don't know what happened to Merc, but yeah, it looks like could SJP get a point?
I think so with penalties, maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, there goes Merc's time. I think SJP is just going to miss out. To be fair, he deserves a point. Does SJP?
Yeah, he does, to be fair. Like, he's been last ever since his, like, lap 2, I believe, but all credit to him for continuing on and same on safe release.
What you like to see? 13 seconds I think he was off in the end. Well done. This has been a messy race.
Oh, it's been a very messy one, Chris.
We'll go through the results, and yeah, this probably can't end soon enough. Some good drives though, some really good drives out there.
There was some very good drives out there now.
And we'll have a look at those in a sec. I'm suspecting that Matter's going to get driver of the day here, but we'll find out in a sec. Start of the race on the hards, one stop onto the mediums. A nice clean stint to start, put him out P7, and with penalties, just about nips onto that podium, so fair play to him.
Yeah, he does indeed. Like, as we're going to say, probably for driver of the day, it probably is going to go to Matter coming from 12th. To get on the podium by 500ths of a second, Johan might be a wee tiny bit annoyed about it, because 500ths of a second you can find literally in any corner, but things happen.
So no one then went penalty free. Venom wins ahead of SH in second. Matter then in third, just the one penalty for him to be fair. Yara in fourth, Adamako finishing in fifth in the end, Javier in sixth. I think Martaman might have only had one penalty as well.
And so did Timo.
And Timo as well, 8th place for Timo. Double points finish for Renault, first since Canada. Merck finishes 10th, with a lot of penalties. And SJP rounds out 11th, and then I'd say Felice, I should say, also rounds out in 12th. We lost Weiberg, we lost Bert, we lost Casey, we lost yourself, Dan Morris. We saw 3 disqualifications. Darkbolt, Focky, and Chubbs. That is a first, I'm going to say.
That is a first.
So that's it then. That is the championship wrapped up. The drivers' championship certainly. The constructors will, Junior Mac, they will roll on for another race at the very least. But I believe Ferrari extended their gap at this one. Although Red Bull are second, are they not?
Red Bull are second. Red Bull scored 35, I believe. Ferrari scored 33.
So
no, they scored 30. Sorry.
30. So that's 5 points. So that's what, 38 points?
38 points, yes.
So it's game on still. Certainly game on still with 3 rounds to go for the constructors. Could be anyone's guess, but Dan, thanks for hopping in to witness that.
Graham, no problem. It's either that or just beat myself up for crashing, but I may as well just come and have a bit of crack,
That's the spirit. Oh, I think we did have some anyways. And there's more to come.
Oh, Jesus. God help you in the stewards later on.
Yeah, should be fun. Right, that's going to do it for number 18 of Division 2. Dan, thanks very much for joining.
No problem.
Next up is Division 3 for Division 3 on Friday, 8 o'clock. I'm going to go out on the women and say there won't be 3 disqualifications. I can almost guarantee. Hopefully there was some good racing tonight, to be fair, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Next up for these guys will be Brazil, USA next week, but yeah, Division 3 on Friday, 8 o'clock. Until next time.